In the previous lecture, we discussed about the CRD, and CRD is nothing but it is the random allocation of the treatment over the entire field. Now we will discuss analysis. How will you analysis the CRD? Statistical analysis of CRD is analogous to the ANOVA for a one-way classified data. Means its analysis is very simple and similar to one-way classified data. So if you know the analysis of one-way classified data, then in the same way you can analyze the data for CRD. As in one-way analysis of data, the linear model becomes Yij, and in one-way analysis of the data we have taken Xij. So there is some changes in the notation, but meaning is the same. The linear model becomes Yij is equal to mu plus Ti plus epsilon ij. And in one-way analysis of the data, we have taken Xij is equal to mu plus alpha I plus epsilon ij. Okay. Here you are I is equal to 1 to V and J is equal to 1 to Ri. Okay, where Yij is the yields to response from the jth unit and which is the receiving the ith treatment. Okay, means Yij is the yield or say response from the jth unit receiving the ith treatment, and mu is the general mean effect and Ti is the effect due to the ith treatment, and epsilon ij is the error effect due to chance. In similar way we have discussed in one-way analysis of data. The analysis is similar to one-way classified data, so you are required to change some notations. In one way we have I is equal to 1 to k and j is equal to 1 to ni. See in the notes of one-way analysis of data, and capital N is equal to summation ni. I is equal to 1 to k. This is for one-way ANOVA. Now you are required to consider I is equal to 1 to up to V. Okay, and J is equal to 1 to Ri, and capital N is equal to summation Ri, and I is equal to 1 to V. This is for CRD. Okay, well, means some notation has been changed only, but and remaining is the same. And model for one-way ANOVA is Xij is equal to mu plus alpha I plus epsilon ij, and model for CRD we have discussed is Yij is equal to mu plus Ti plus epsilon ij. J. So write down the analysis of one way, and that will be for the CRD analysis. Now lastly, we will construct an ANOVA table for CRD. So ANOVA table for CRD is, first column is source of variation, second column is for degree of freedom, third column is sum of squares SS, fourth column is mean sum of squares, and fifth column is variance ratio, that is F. In source of variation we have treatment, error, and total. Degree of freedom for treatment, there are V treatment, so degree of freedom will be V minus 1, and their sum of squares will be capital ST square, and mean sum of squares will be small st square is equal to capital ST square divided by its degree of freedom, that is B minus 1. Similarly for error, we have degree of freedom capital N minus V. Sum of squares is capital SE square. Mean sum of squares is small SE square equal to small SE square upon N minus V. In this way, lastly we have variance ratio FT in SEP for treatment. Variance ratio for treatment is small st square upon small SE square. Either here you have total degree of freedom capital N minus 1. It is very simple, as we have construct ANOVA table for one way. In the same way we have construct this. Now under the null hypothesis, HT means hypothesis for treatment is equal to T1 T2 up to TV equal to mu. The statistics FT, variance ratio for treatment, is equal to small st square upon small se square, and this follows variance ratio for the degree of freedom B minus 1 comma N minus V. Now if FT, that means FT follows F distribution with V minus 1 and N minus V degree of freedom. If Ft is greater than F alpha comma V minus 1 N minus V, then H naught may be rejected at alpha percent level of significance, and we conclude that treatment differ significantly. And if Ft is less than F alpha B comma B minus 1 N minus B, then H naught may be accepted, and we may conclude that treatments do not differ significantly. Okay, this is your about CRD. Now we will discuss third unit, and that is your randomized block design and Latin square design. So today we will discuss about randomized block design. As the name suggests you, if the whole experimental material which is heterogeneous is divided into homogeneous groups, and there is homogeneity between the group, and heterogeneity, there is homogeneity in the group and there is heterogeneity between the groups. And then treatments are allocated at random within each group. Then such design is called randomized block design. Means entire experimental area is divided into homogeneous groups and then random allocation of treatment is done. So this is the main story of the randomized block design. Now, in field experimentation, if the whole of the experimental area is not homogeneous, okay, is not homogeneous. Homogeneous means fertility gradient is not similar at each place of the experimental area. If the whole of the experimental area is not homogeneous and the fertility gradient is only in one direction, okay, fertility gradient is in only one direction, then a simple method of controlling the variability of the experimental material consists in stratifying or grouping the whole area into relatively homogeneous strata or subgroups or blocks or replicates. There are so many names. And one important thing, which is perpendicular to the direction of the fertility gradient. Okay, the whole area into relatively homogeneous strata and perpendicular to the direction of the fertility gradient. Now, if the treatments are allocated at random to relatively homogeneous units within each strata, okay, if the treatments are allocated or applied at random to relatively homogeneous units within each strata or block and then replicated over all the blocks, then the design is called randomized block design. Okay, in a CRD we do not divide whole experimental site means space, material, time, into subgroups and allocate the treatment at random to the experimental units. Okay, in CRD we do not divide whole experimental site into subgroups and we allocate the treatment at random to the experimental units. But in RBD, treatments are allocated at random within the units of each strata or block. It means randomization is restricted. Variation among blocks is removed from variation due to error. Hence, it is desired to control one source of variation by stratification. Then we should select the RBD rather than CRD. Okay, hence it is desired to control one source of variation by stratification. If it is desired to control one source of variation by stratification, then we should select the RBT rather than CRD. Okay. Now here are some points which should be kept in your mind. Number one, with this design, each treatment will have the same number of replications. Okay, with this design, each treatment will have the same number of replication. And if we want additional replication for some treatments, then each of them must be applied to more than one unit in a block. Second point is, it is assumed that the general level of results is different in the different blocks. The relative effect of treatments are same in all the blocks, apart from the experimental error. Means, in other words, there is no interaction effect between treatments and blocks. Now the third point is that it is flexible, readily adaptable, and very easy to analysis. And these points have made it the most popular of all the designs. And next point is, RBD provides a method of eliminating or reducing the effects of trends. So these are 4 points, and very important point. Now we will discuss layout of RBD. This is asked in your exam, so you must keep it in your mind. In agricultural experimentation, the layout of RBD may be illustrated as follows. Suppose we have 5 treatments A, B, C, D, E. Okay, and each of treatment is replicated 4 times. Means each treatment is replicated 4 times. Then in such a case, we divide the whole experimental area into 4 relatively homogeneous strata or blocks. Since it is replicated 4 times, and number of replication is equal to the number of blocks or number of subgroups. Okay, so we divide the whole experimental area into 4 relatively homogeneous strata or blocks, and each block into 5 units or plots. Means there will be 4 blocks, and in each block will be of 5 units or plots. Now the treatment are allocated at random to the plots of a block, and fresh randomization is done for each block. And a particular layout may be as follows. Here you have 6 columns, 4 rows. In first column you have block 1, block first, block second, block third, block fourth, and in first column treatments are A, E, C, A. Second column E, D, B, D. Third column B, C, A, E. Fourth column B, D, B, E, C, and last column C, A, D, D, B. It may be in any form, okay, but you have to keep that allocation of the treatment should be done properly. For randomization, we may use triplets random number table. There are triplets random number table by whom we select random number. Okay, so we may use triplet random number table. So this is all about our today class, and this is very important and is very popular in field of research. So you should prepare this. Okay, thank you.